Team, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alberto. You know the drill. It's July 26th. I'm going to hit you with all the news surrounding Juventus, and we are going to get into the latest Mercado rumblings. Of course, Paul Pogba's injury status, what that means to the Mercado, and then we're going to look ahead to tonight's match against Barcelona. All right, let's get into it. All right, everybody, friendly reminder to like the video and subscribe to the channel where it's all Juve all the time. All right, now let's get to the news. Okay, we're going to kick it off with all the Mercado rumblings before we get to Paul Pogba's update. So Salernitana continues to push for the signing of Rovella. We wait to see, especially now that midfielders are going to be very, very important to Juventus in Paul Pogba's absence. Will Juventus actually carry forward a move for Rovella? We have to wait and see. In terms of Artur, Valencia is happy with a one-year loan for Artur. However, they want Juventus to pick up half of his salary. So there you have it. Will Juventus give in and take half the salary hit to get Artur off the squad list for this season? We have to wait to see and find out on that one. Yesterday, there were rumors circulating about Juve's interest in Martial and Timo Werner. Today, being debunked by a few sources saying there is nothing there as of yet or right now. Things can, of course, always change in the Mercado and at the drop of a hat. But right now, nothing being reported. So in terms of Piazza, Sampdoria continues to push. They are trying everything to convince Piazza to join Sampdoria. They've even offered him 1.1 million euro salary. For me, if you're Piazza, that's got to be hard to turn down because that's a good chunk of change for that player and where he's at in terms of his career. So be interesting to see if he still turns down Sampdoria or not. Now, in terms of Morata, apparently it's being reported that there was a new loan offer put out by Juventus, okay, to Atletico, and Atletico quickly rejected it because they don't want loans. They want the player removed from their squad list permanently, okay? So that's the latest on the Morata front. Now we go back full to Paul Pogba. Okay, so Pogba will require surgery, unfortunately. Okay, but the timeline is not massive. 30 to 35 days, okay, is Pogba. They're aiming basically to get him back for the match on August 27th against Roma, okay, but what is this going to mean for Juve's Mercado? You have a ton of Juventini saying, get out there, spend the money, and bring in Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. So not so simple and not so easy. I stand firm on Lotito just not wanting to sell that player to Juventus. The only hope we would have, and I said this all summer when the links were Pogba and Sergej Milinkovic-Savic and all the Juventini that were choosing Savic. I myself wanted Savic, but I said, regardless of the reports of him having an agreement on terms with Juventus, he would have to impose his will on Lazio and Lotito to take away all leverage. Otherwise, Lotito will look to move him elsewhere. He would rather see that club burn than sell that player to Juventus. Okay, you guys have to really understand what kind of man Lotito is, okay? And he would rather see that club burn than sell Milinkovic-Savic to Juventus. The only hope we would have is Milinkovic-Savic, okay, to impose his will and take leverage completely away from Lotito. And in that circumstance, would Lotito still just hang on to him and ride it out until his contract ends? Who knows? But Lotito is a different breed, and he will not be doing Juventus any favors. The other thing we have to factor in is, yes, we have yet to touch our actual transfer budget, but I've been highly speculating as of late that it's not as high as we were led to believe, which was 70 to 85 million euros. It might be less than that. Not enough to go out and get Milinkovic-Savic. Okay, now Paul Pogba being out. What does this mean for the young guys? Fagioli's importance all of a sudden is increased massively. Okay, so Fagioli's importance as a creative force, he is going to bear that weight in the middle of the pitch. Okay, in terms of formations, does this change formations that Max Allegri will look to utilize in order to make up for the loss of Paul Pogba. Okay. And it might kick off with the match tonight as Barcelona, as we are going to see a 4-2-3-1. Okay. So it's going to be Szczesny in goal, Danilo, Bremer, Bonucci, and Pellegrini across the back. Okay. McKennie and Locatelli as pivots with Sule, Di Maria, Keane, and then Vlahovic up top. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Is this going to be a way that Max looks to kind of lessen the burden of losing Paul Pogba? Rovella, will Rovella in fact still be moved? Will they keep him around? Adrian Rabiot, is Adrian Rabiot now all of a sudden set to remain with the club? It's interesting because Rabiot and Artur were the guys. This is going to be very, very interesting to see how it pans out. But these young guys, we still haven't even talked about Moretti because he's not on the U.S. tour. Are these guys' importance all of a sudden increased? If you ask me, yes, they are. In terms of Paredes, which is the big name that's being heavily linked in the midfield for Juventus, guys have to move. Is terminating Ramsey's contract and just getting a deal for Artur, who wants to leave, enough to bring Paredes in? Who knows? We have to wait and see, but it's definitely going to have an effect on Juve's Mercado. And you know the drill around here. I lay it out for all you to play it out. Let me know how you deal with this situation if you're in charge of Juventus. Not only that, let me know what you think of all the news I dropped today. And again, Barcelona tonight in the next match on this U.S. tour. Enjoy it. Take it for what it is. We get to see Sule playing there. We get to see a 4-2-3-1. And we get Bremer and Bonucci partnering up at the back. So let's see what they can do tonight, all right? But enjoy it for what it is and don't get too crazy about it. And we will be live tomorrow morning to cover that match and the rest of the news surrounding Juventus, all right? So make sure you're joining us live tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Pacific time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Till then, Fino alla fine, Forza Juventus. Ciao.